Hi, you guys. I know my hair looks terrible. You know that I cut all the dead ends off and I'm growing out my natural hair to get length again. And then I'm doing a major color change, okay? Because I'm having a midlife crisis. But we're doing it. We're going for it. I wanted to also tell you guys that I did take a semi-glutide, I hope I'm saying it correctly, B12 combo shot. Okay, and I'm gonna let you know how it goes over the next few weeks. I'm doing it in conjunction with an exercise and nutrition program. So it's not promotional. I'm totally just gonna tell you honestly. I'm keeping a diary and I'll do a video about it so you guys can see, because a few of you are doing it too. You've reached out to me, and so we kind of comparing results, and then some other people want to know what it's like and all this stuff. Now, I'm not doing Ozempic. This is a pharmaceutically blended semaglutide, which my doctor is an ER doctor and a proper MD, and she formulated it with her pharmacy. So it's like her version of it, I guess, her brand of it that she's doing. So anyway, I'll teach you all about this if you want to just wait a few weeks, but I want to see how it works first. I really want to be fair. It does take some time sometimes for people's bodies to adjust to the balancing of the sugar, and obviously to slowly switch out food and, see your appetite and quantities decrease and all that stuff. So I want to be fair. Okay, so you're going to notice I'm not going to drop a Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion part 1 recap / whatever gossip dump like I do on season 13 today. The reason for that is that I am going to be doing a live next Tuesday after the reunion on part 1 and part 2 with someone who is going to be brought up at the reunion, and she's going to spill all the tea to you guys. And I'm not going to tell you who yet, because I want to leave it a mystery, because that's way more fun. But boy, are you going to be excited, because she's got all the background. And what we're going to see on the reunion isn't exactly what happened. I love behind the scenes secrets, don't you? So anyway, look forward to that and put that in your calendar. I think we're going to do it at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, East Coast time, which is 6 p.m. West Coast time. So let's just do a quick touch base on Kroy and Kim Biermann. The bonus audio Diamond Patreon members know that I was struggling a lot with some of the cryptic messages going back and forth between Kim and Kroy post-divorce as they're living together in their house. And there's been some news that has happened in the last 2 or 3 days. And I just was like, I really hope this is not a Sylvester Stallone BS thing, where, they're doing a reality show, they need some drama, so they show a breakdown in their relationship, and then 1 month later they're back together, and it really was maybe just staged to create drama for the show for people to watch. And I'm like, boy, if Kroy and Kim are doing this to try to get Kim back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'll be really upset. Anyway, some of the cryptic messages weren't making sense. So I reached out to someone who has connections and sources on the ground where they are, and also really has the deep dive knowledge of Kim and Kroy Biermann, like an expert sort of influencer. And I said to her, the tabloids are reporting this, and I'm going to take you through it in a minute, but it makes no sense to me. And it's making me think this is all nonsense. Is this nonsense based on your sources on the ground? And because I know you have them, and also, will you please tell me what the hell Kroy meant by this? So I'm going to share the findings today so we can finally figure out how we feel about this. It was driving me nuts since Tuesday when my bonus audio dropped. So here she is. If you want to follow her, she really knows so much about Kim and Kroy, and has her gossip is solid. Anyway, love her. You can see Heather McDonald follows her. Snark side. A lot of big influencers that talk gossip follow her, because this girl is solid, as I said. Okay, so the other day, Kroy posted this, "Don't be so obvious," okay, with a picture of a caricature of Kim Zolciak with the camera. And the tabloids were reporting that this meant this. Let me show you. So page 6 wrote, although the intent behind Biermann's post is unknown, it came one day after Radar Online reported that Zolciak is, quote, begging Bravo for a job back on reality TV. However, a source close to the tardy for the party singer exclusively tells page 6 that isn't true. I mean, I was like, why did I even read that paragraph? It had no value whatsoever. Told me nothing. So anyway, bitter, petty, yeah, I am. Okay. Let me tell you what it meant, because page 6 was wrong. So let me play it for you. Okay, so let's start off with Kim Zolciak's message that was posted the day before that some people missed. So I had to kind of edit that weird because otherwise it would be blocked on copyright. But here's what Croy was trying to get across in his post. So the weird cartoon post was him throwing a dig at Kim for a video she had posted the day before. She was in a ponytail just like the cartoon, filming herself singing, "I Still Love You." Here's the lyrics that Croy was sort of responding to. Even if I knew the day we met, you'd be the reason this heart breaks. Oh, I'd love you anyway. So in other words, it's her saying that, if she saw down the line that all this was going to implode the way that it did, she still loved him so much she would redo it all over again, is what I think she's, trying to say to Croy in a message. But Croy is not buying what she's selling in her cryptic message. And then he posts the cartoon. Don't be so obvious. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that he is trying to say, don't be so thirsty? Do you think he's saying you're a great actress, lady? I see right through you, your acting job you're doing there on Instagram, pretending that you're a great mom in the car with your kids singing a love song meant for me that's like, I have unconditional love. I would do it all over again. Is this like, I see your con, Kim. I've been a part of your con for years. So anyway. Radar Online just posted this the other day. A tense verbal dispute between exes Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak led the former NFL star to call the cops on his estranged wife amid their divorce proceedings, RadarOnline.com has exclusively learned. An investigation report obtained by Radar Online detailed the incident as it unfolded on May 2nd at 10:23 p.m. And it was Croy who came to the door to greet the cops, and Kim was refusing to leave the bathroom. So what does that tell you? I mean, at first I was like, it has to be for TV. This is so outlandish. But then I looked into the report and I was like, okay, no, it's real. It's definitely them coming for each other. So I then asked my friend, and she said, it's real. It's real. It's not for Real Housewives of Atlanta or to try to get back on the TV show. She's like, this is 100%. Both of them becoming very unhinged over a really tumultuous separation. Okay, so a few days after the last incident I told you about, 2 days actually, this happens. Now, I want to point out that Croy has been promoting Kim Zolciak's closet on his Instagram, which I thought was very strange. I pointed it out to the Patreons the other day. Like, why is he helping her sell stuff that he bought her with and she bought herself with lots of money, right? Like thousands of dollar dresses and purses and stuff. Why is she selling them, getting the cash, which we know she's keeping? And why is Croy still promoting it on his Instagram? To me, that made no sense. And I'm like, are they in cahoots somehow? Because that was the only thing I could think of. Well, then this happens. And so I think what happened is Croy forgot that he was promoting the closet, or he was doing it with the understanding he was going to receive half the proceeds. And then Kim started taking the money and not giving it to him. So he flipped out and went around the house to grab all the valuable items. I'm sure if there was paintings or jewelry, anything he could get his hands on, because he realized she was going to run with it. And so he took it all and locked it in the safe so that she couldn't get access to it to fulfill the shipping of these orders to people and get the money, because he wants the money or half of it. And then So this is how Radar reports it. On May 4th, only 2 days after the 911 were called to deal with a separate domestic dispute, which I just told you about, officers were back at the ex's Georgia home over property Kim claimed Croy took from her and locked away in a safe. During questioning, Biermann admitted to responding police officers that he was allegedly attacked by the reality star, claiming he has an audio recording to prove it. Croy then advised that Kim had punched him in the back of the head during an earlier altercation concerning the disputed property. Read a May 4th, 2023 report by Milton, Georgia police officer that arrived at home. Biermann told the officer he didn't have any visible injuries or evidence to prove that Kim had caused any injuries to him other than an audio recording of the incident, the report said. At one point during the May 4th incident involving a verbal dispute over marital property, the responding officers scolded the feuding pair, advising them to behave for the sake of their shell-shocked children watching the drama unfold. I mean, come on, not the kids, not in front of the kids. The police responded to the home at 6:49 p.m., so it's happening in the evening. After Zolciak called 911 to report Biermann had locked her designer purse and jewelry worth $175,000 along with her passport in the home's basement safe. So this really helped me with the missing piece of why Croy was promoting the closet, because he believed that he was getting half of everything she was liquidating, even though it appeared to be her stuff. By the way, she's selling her wigs too, which she says she always does. So I don't know why she threw that in there, like she's not having financial problems. She's got an over $1 million tax lien that she shares in her name with Croy. And I taught you in my last video how the IRS deals with that. There's no question at this point, 2 foreclosures later and all this, that there's no financial issues. I don't know why she's still making those kind of things. Like, I think she's really struggling with reality at this moment in time and what is actually happening publicly. But needless to say, wanted to share this with you. Definitely a real divorce happening, not for TV. I don't know if Andy Cohen will want to bring Kim Zolciak back on the show full time. Probably her best bet at this moment. But, you know, Andy has to decide, does he want to deal with this kind of drama on the show? I guess it would be instant watches for this show, 100%. And Kim Zolciak has a fan base in Bravo land, significant. So I think he's probably thinking about it. But I think he also has to think about, you know, do you want to go down that path with all the drama? Is that the kind of drama you want? You know? So what would you do if you were Andy Cohen? I'd say Croy is done. Stick a fork in it, done. Even though it seems like Kim keeps trying to seduce him in some way back in, I think he's not feeling guilt. He's not feeling anything. You gambled a ton of money away. Yes, you made a lot of money in our relationship, but like we've been through hell and back with your issues. He definitely sees her as having addiction issues, even though she came after him for pot. You know, her issues he's alleging go much deeper. Gambling, alcohol, and interacting with the kids like that. Special shout out to TMZ for featuring me yesterday and giving me, you know, a Bravo shout out. They always link it back to that, but also kind of bringing me back in front of everybody again as a relevant person with my show and stuff. And I just wanted to say thanks, because it really does help me get my guests that I want to talk to, because you guys know I actually don't target Bravo celebrities that are active. I look for ex-Bravo celebrities, or I look for people that are related to them that will really tell us the inside scoop that isn't the narrative that like the PR agents want to tell, because if you want that, you can get that on Bravo. So I'm trying, you know, I look for the deeper story or the truth, you know, if you want to call it that. But you know, the non-Bravo narrative. And so I really appreciated this. I actually texted Dax yesterday and was like, Dax Holt, I was thinking of you when this article came out. I don't think, you know, he had anything to do with it, but it certainly helped, I'm sure, our collabs together since he's ex-TMZ. By the way, his podcast Came in #1 under entertainment news. Huge accomplishment. So congrats to Dax. As you know, I love to support other people's art, and I don't choose to do competitive things. I only come for people who come for me. You know how it goes. All right. Have an awesome rest of your week, you guys. This Sunday, I'm speaking to someone who's close to Raquel Levis to get the inside scoop. We're covering Geffen Part 2, the scandals. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Next few weeks is really exciting in the Patreon, I think, anyway. All right. What did you guys think of the Matt Healy podcast last Sunday? That was a spin I took you on, huh?